What's up, listeners? This is Mischief Madness, and you are now in the world of madness. And I'm here hanging out with members of Abigail Williams. You have Ken Sorceron and Jeff Wilson, and we're very excited here to have them in Phoenix. And they are the supporting acts of a great lineup. You got Flesh God Apocalypse, Karak Angren, and a ton of great local acts. So if you missed this tour, you fucking missed out. And Abigail Williams, we got you guys here today. How the fuck are you?
We're not that bad.
Good.
Yeah, enjoying some warm beers in the van?
Yeah. As usual.
Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah, what's your favorite kind of warm beer?
Right now it's Rainier.
Yeah.
Rainier?
Because it's from the Northwest where we live, and this reminds us of home.
You guys used to live here, though,
A
too.
long time ago.
That was, okay, you guys don't miss it?
I miss it sometimes, not in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't like the heat, honestly.
That's for damn sure, but right now it's perfect right now.
It's pretty good right now.
Awesome.
It's really nice.
Awesome. So for those of you who are not aware who Abigail Williams, they have been maintaining a balancing act as the Accuser, their latest album, which came out through Candlelight Records, and it continues to drive on. The tracks swoop between thundering tempos with skin-peeling shrieks, screams, and melodic sections that are sometimes beautiful and sometimes harrowing. Never does it feel like the band is exhausting anything because nothing is ever held for very long. The band always manages to maintain something interesting or captivating. And it was a great album. I mean, you guys definitely took a turn from the last album, which was Becoming, which came out in 2012. And I mean, this album is so raw and gritty, and you guys turned to your black metal roots. So tell me a little bit about The Accuser.
Well, you just pretty much said everything. So, no, it's just another album.
No, I mean, you guys were heavily influenced by the melodic death metal scene, by Nordic countries. And with The Accuser, you guys took a different turn. And I really enjoy...
Turn was taken quite a long time ago. But I agree. I think, what The Accuser is, it's like the dark side of Becoming in a way. Becoming is more pretty melodic and atmospheric, and The Accuser is more harsh and dissonant and pissed and concise. The songs are long on Becoming. These songs are shorter. It's kind of like the mirror opposite in a way, but it still kind of sounds like the same band in some other ways. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Right on. So for the fans who don't know who Abigail Williams is, they are an American band, and when you have a lot of other Nordic metal bands, they're focused on a lot of mythology, and with Abigail Williams, they derive their name from a very real event that happened in the U.S., and that was during the Salem witch trials, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the first to be one of the accusers, that's where you got the album name.
Kind of, yeah. I thought of the album name, and then I realized, wait, that kind of goes with the whole thing. But it wasn't even intentional.
Well, if the pieces fit, you might as well go with it, right?
Yeah.
If it's kind of like...
Usually. Sometimes.
Isn't it a good sign, though, if the pieces fit?
Sometimes you don't want to see that shitty puzzle. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Nobody wants mismatched pieces. Path of Broken Glass is a perfect introductory piece. Your vocals just attacked the audience.
I didn't sing on that song.
At all?
Well, I did, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Actually, yeah. I did the backup vocals. That one, our ex-drummer sang. Mm-hmm. That's why they're so good. He's a better vocalist than me. But, I didn't like most of the rest, and then there's one song where Neil from Krieg does vocals, and then there's a few parts where just this random buddy of ours was screaming.
Or moaning.
You know how hip-hop dudes get in the studio and let everybody kind of lay down some shit?
Yeah.
That's what we did.
What? Okay.
Well, no one does that in black metal.
No.
Well,
what do you mean, lay down,
Just hey, you do this track, you do this part, you do this, instead of just one dude.
Okay, so everybody collaborate.
People that weren't even in the band.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are currently, it's just you and Jeff right now that are the solid members of the band.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, we're the only ones that can handle it.
Exactly. And so you got a bunch of live members that tour with you, obviously.
Yeah.
And so what's the deal? Like, are you guys just gonna stick, with you two until you decide maybe they're worthy or they've worked hard enough? Like, I don't know what the deal with that.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah. I mean, we gotta make sure like they're not gonna like quit and cry about things. Like.
This is a pretty steady lineup for a while, and then people just got tired of being on the road as much as we wanted to be. So it's hard to keep jobs when you do this for 6 months out of the year. So and then obviously when you go home and you're working on music too, I mean it's it's a year-round process. It's not just a vacation like it is for a lot of bands. So
you guys are always writing together, music?
Somewhat. We're always doing some band thing, whether it's working on stuff or touring or just getting drunk together or whatever. So
that's awesome. So one of the tracks I really enjoyed off of The Accuser, it was Will Wish Desire. And I mean it kind of sounded like kind of kaleidoscopic almost. Like it reminded, like it was really well tied in to the album art. Like that specific song for me was very well tied in. And I mean, was that something that you kind of did on purpose, or what was the meaning behind that sound? It was just so ethereal.
Well, that song was just a song, and it was written, and then the art was just sort of the art.
It's cool art.
Not my job to think of like art ideas, because like we are artists, but when we hire someone we want them to do their thing, you know what I mean? So I did give her songs to listen to. She might have like interpreted from listening, hopefully. I don't know, that's what artists should do. Yeah. But just a song. I think all these songs are sort of written one by one, and I don't really think up too often of like, I need another song like this one, or let's do one. So that song sounds a lot different than the other ones, but that's pretty standard, I think, with this band. It's not like, and I know it's kind of a weird black metal song in a way, but like we don't really care. So.
Well, no, that's the cool thing about your guys' band. It's you never really know what to expect next. Like you're always changing your sound to whatever is influencing you at the time, and I think it keeps your fans guessing. I mean, it pisses a lot of them off, but at the same time, you guys are diverse musicians. So you have the capability to write whatever music you want, and I think you should if you have that talent. So keep doing that, I think.
Yeah, I think we will. We like to piss people off anyways.
Who wants to listen to the same song over and over again?
I think, oh yeah, so many bands are successful because they write the same album over and over and don't challenge, their fans. And, I don't fucking care, I want, and Jeff's the same way, and actually, one of the bands Jeff used to be in, like Knocked Mystium, used to do the same thing, and I was a fan of that approach, and I pretty much did the same thing as far as doing a different record each time, not giving a shit. If fans are gonna bitch, they're gonna bitch, who cares? We're the ones that have to fucking play this shit all the time, and people will come up and be like, why didn't you play this? Why didn't you play that? It's because I'm fucking sick of that song. And we don't want to play it. Also, that's a hard song to play, and we have to practice a bunch to play it, and that's a pain in the ass. Anyways, you know what I mean, though? Like,
especially when we don't all live in the same town.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be rough.
Me and him live in the same town, but we always have people that are from around. Good luck finding people in our town to play with, you know what I mean? So
also, when you yell songs at every show, that means we're just going to be least likely to play them.
Yeah, it makes us want to play those songs less when people like bitch about certain songs not being played. Yeah. Then we're like, note to self, don't play that don't play that ever again.
Maybe if they had asked nicely.
Here's something I think about. I think about like what we're doing. I take it pretty serious in a way, in the sense that it's not up to the fans to tell you what they want. It's up to you to give them what they need. whether they want it or not, or know that they need it or not. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Well, yeah.
My face is just like, wow, like, because you're it's almost like we don't even know, because you're the trendsetter, and you know, we look up to you in a way to like kind of fulfill that, you know, musically. So that was a great quote, man. Thank you. So for those fans who don't know who Abigail Williams is, or have not heard anything off of The Accuser, you guys can go check out their music video for New Might.
New Might.
That's really creepy, dark, awesome video, and I mean, it'll definitely leave you disturbed, and you know, I like it. I certainly like it. So you guys have a bunch of dark imagery clips from different sources. Yeah. What sources are those?
I don't really know. I basically told the guy making the video, this is the vibe, this is the sort of clips that we want, figure it out. You know, we were on tour, so I don't really have time to like look at videos and shit. But yeah, I mean, then when he sent it to me, I was like, it's pretty good, you know. We just had to get him to remove some things I didn't think were good. And then
that was awesome. I really enjoyed watching that video.
We don't want to like be in a video.
Never want to be yourself in a video? No,
I tried it once and it wasn't myself, and it was just like, what the fuck are these people doing? Why are they making us do this in this video? And then I didn't even have say in the final cut of the video. Our label sent it to like MTV before we even got to see it. I was so fucking pissed. I never want to make another video like that again.
Okay.
Only like, I'm down to make a video if someone like wants to like film a bunch of creepy shit and like do some stuff, you know, like whatever, like kill someone and then film it or whatever. That's cool, but like I don't want to like be in it, you know.
Oh yeah.
It just takes away the mystery too.
It does.
And we're not one of those bands that's like trying to put our face on shit like some of these bands, you know. Faces, shitty corpse paint faces on like shirts and shit. I think that shit's stupid, so whatever. But that sounded really kind of, I'm not talking about any particular bands.
It sounded worse than it was.
So with their latest full length, The Accuser, Abigail Williams has expanded their sonic vision to audacious new depths while indisputably asserting their black metal identity. If anyone still accuses Abigail Williams of riding bandwagons, being as a metalcore act, or having a diminished in quality since in the absence of, or in the shadow of 1,000 suns, they evidently haven't heard The Accuser. So
maybe they haven't.
They definitely have not. It's
not for everyone though, you know.
Well, that's fine.
That's good. Yeah, because everybody has shitty tastes, except for us.
Well, the fans who are loyal will remain loyal. I think the fans who understand your music vision and your creativity, they will remain around no matter what you guys put out.
The way I see it, our musical tastes are more diverse than most people listening to us. If they're not like ready to like hear these things, it's because they're so like stuck in such a small like section of metal. Like, you know, like we're a lot of times when we're communicating musically, we're not even talking in metal terms, you know? Or, you know, so that's why it's hard for some people to understand. They'll be like, what the fuck? They'll compare it to some band we don't even listen to, and we'll be like, what the fuck?
Oh, we got that from Sisters of Mercy, not that band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll be like, oh yeah, that's a Sisters of Mercy thing. That's a Ministry thing. That's not a fucking whoever this Flavor of the Week shit is, you know, that they're trying to compare it to. But
well, I really thank you guys for taking, you know, some time out of your day to talk to me. What is happening with Abigail Williams after this tour?
Just gonna go home.
Take 6 weeks off, go to Europe with Rotten Sound. And then we have other stuff in the U.S. planned for the year, but nothing totally confirmed yet, so.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We'll be sure to... What else?
We might do an EP.
Oh.
When we get home.
We should,
but it depends if we remember.
It's mostly done.
Yeah, it's mostly done. We're just going to need to remember to do it.
Well,
We're thinking about
Make
it,
the
right?
time to do
Yeah, well, that too.
I'm sure it'll come up again. I mean, you guys are obviously aware.
We both have other records to make.
Yeah, we're like,
You guys are busy.
well, you gotta stay busy doing this shit if you ever want to like pay your rent, you know.
That's awesome. We'll keep doing it.
I don't have a choice. This is the only thing I know how to do. So,
What would you be doing if you weren't a musician?
like that.
Remember.
I put all my eggs in one basket a long time ago. I can't even remember what I wanted to do before I decided that's what I'm doing. When I decided that was it. I didn't even give myself the option to do anything else. You know what I mean? So
I'd be printing more t-shirts.
I wonder if you would have even gotten into printing t-shirts if it wasn't for playing in a band, though.
That's very
true.
true.
Like I do mixing, mastering, live sound, stuff like